everyone, I am so excited for today's video because today we are going to be testing out Angelica Nyqvist's collab with Devinah. This is what the palette looks like. This is a magnetic palette from Devinah, and then we have these shadows inside. So these are just pre-selected singles that were put into a palette by Angelica. I can't wait to dig into these. Now, if you for some reason don't know who Angelica is, I don't know what you're doing or why you found my channel or how you are here. But she is a Swedish YouTuber. I absolutely love her. She has been a role model for me ever since I started my channel. I watched her for probably a year before I even started my channel. She is just such an inspiration to so many people. She loves colorful makeup. She loves indie brands. She loves pretty much everything that I do here on my channel, and I mean, obviously you can tell that my channel was inspired by her because I do a lot of the same things that she does, and I'm just so happy for her. So I can't wait to dig into these. I can't wait to try these. Now, I will say that I have tried Devinah in the past and they weren't my favorite formula, but that's a while ago, and I feel like my application techniques and stuff have changed since then. So I'm curious to see how I'm going to feel about this formula now that I'm a little bit better at doing eyeshadow. I mean, I feel like we're all always evolving and trying different things and trying different techniques, and you know, eventually it's going to be easier to find a way to work with all kinds of formulas. It just takes a little bit of time to figure out how to best work with them. So I'm really excited to dig into this. So I'm not going to go too much into detail. I'm not going to swatch this. I will link Angelica's video down in my description box where she announced this. She did very thorough swatches. She showed the names of all the shadows and so on. So I'm not going to do that in this video. I just want to play. I just want to sit down and play. I don't know if I'm going to do one or two looks, but let's just start off with one and see where we end up. So again, here is what the bundle looks like. So it's got a very good variety of colors. Most of the mattes are on the purple or green side, which I kind of like that because it gives a very unique color story. Now, is it the kind of color story that I would have put together myself? Probably not, because I prefer more bright tones, but these are kind of more like murky and grungy, which I don't mind that at all, but I always prefer to have some kind of like an extra bright pop. But I really feel like I see Angelica in this bundle, which is why I'm like so excited for this, because I can definitely see totally where she was going, and this just gives me like her vibes. So we're gonna go ahead and prime. I'm gonna use my Smashbox Lid Primer in Light, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I don't really know what I want to do with this look here. And I do have a little bit of staining here from yesterday when I was using my new Juvia's Place palette. If you want to see the video I did with that, I will link that in the corner. That was the Warrior 3 palette. And I just saw last night after I posted that video that they finally showed the Nomad palette, which, I mean, honestly, I don't know why the Nomad palette wasn't called the Warrior 3 and the Warrior 3 wasn't called the Zulu 2. I'm just so confused by Juvia's Place right now. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do or where they're going with their line right now, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna complain though, because I do really like the Warrior 3 palette, but like the name of that is kind of weird because their whole Warrior series is like neutral, so I don't really know what they're doing. I feel like they don't even know what they're doing at this point, but anyway, that's not what we're talking about in this video. And also for my highlight today, I actually used one of the shades in this palette. This one is called Zana or Sana. I don't really know how to pronounce that. It's probably Zana, if I had to guess, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's the kind of duochrome that I absolutely love to wear as my highlight. I think that works really well on my skin tone. So what shall we do today? I feel like I definitely want to dip into some of the greens in here, maybe some of the blue shimmers as well. Everything is just so beautiful. So I think what I'm going to start with is I'm going to take this shadow right here called Tasenda, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner of my eye. That's definitely like the color that pops out at me the most out of the mattes, because it is kind of like the brightest matte, so that's what I reach for. So these shadows definitely do have a little bit of kick up. I remember that from last time I worked with Devinah, which I don't really mind that at all. So we're gonna go ahead and just pack that on the outer corner of my eye here, and then we'll just take it from there. I don't really know where I'm going with this, like I said, but I just know I want to use this shade. Let me know if any of you guys picked up this bundle, because I feel like a lot of you probably did, because I think that most of the people who watch me, you guys probably watch Angelica as well, and you probably love her as much as I do, and I'm sure a lot of you probably picked up this bundle because, I mean, it's really, really pretty, and it's such a good way to support not only Angelica, but also, you know, a small indie brand, because, I don't know, I've just been really enjoying indie brands lately, like in the past, I don't know, 6 months. I feel like I really haven't bought anything from anyone else except for Jeffree Star, but otherwise I haven't really bought from anything but indie brands, because they just come out with so many more unique and interesting things that there's just no point in like supporting the big brands when they don't even seem like they have their own ideas. They just kind of follow along with what everyone else is doing, and it's just so boring these days. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just don't ever get excited for mainstream brands these days because they just don't seem to be very up to date with like what's going on. It just takes them so long to come out with the products that indie brands are coming out with in, you know, a couple of months. And then you'll see like Too Faced like 3 years behind, you know, like they're just, I don't know, they're just too slow for my liking. So I think this shadow is looking really, really nice. It laid down very beautifully. It's nice and opaque. I don't see any patchiness. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm tempted to do the orange in my crease. The problem is that there really aren't that many colors I can blend this out with without things getting a little bit muddy. Like I don't really think I want to go in with a green in my crease. I mean, I could try because I feel like the purple is dark enough that it shouldn't get too muddy. But I'm also worried it is going to get a little bit muddy just because purple and green don't mix the best. So I think I'm just going to play it safe and go with the orange here. This one is called Iduna. I'm probably butchering these. I am so sorry. And I'm just going to use my same brush. This is the Sigma E42 brush that I've just been loving lately. And I'm just going to go ahead and run this through my crease here. I'm also going away this weekend. I'm actually going to Sephora with one of my friends and I plan on vlogging it for the first time. I've never vlogged anything, so that should be interesting. Let me know if you are excited for that because I've always wanted to kind of, you know, have a reason to vlog, but like I'm not gonna ever vlog my everyday life because it's literally so boring. Like I don't do anything. Like it would be one thing if I had a job and I could like take my camera with me and like go places, but like I don't go places. So it's just not really that interesting to vlog like the everyday things that I do. I'm not gonna be one of those people who post like what I eat in a day videos and shit. Like I used to watch those all the time way back in the day. Let me know if I'm the only one. I used to love those videos, but then again I was obsessed with food back then, so I've kind of gotten away from that right now, thank God. So I like how that is looking. I mean, I feel like that blended out really nice. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of that first shadow that I used and just kind of bring this through my crease a little bit here because I do want there to be kind of depth all the way, but I don't want this to be as intense as it is in my outer corner. Just want a little bit of that color all the way in here. Let's see, what do I want to do next? I feel like I want to do some kind of the greens on my lower lash line. So I'm going to go into this one right here, which is kind of like a, well, olivey army green kind of color. This one is called Patina. So I'm going to take that on the outer part of my lower lash line here. And I of course want to use as many shadows as possible from this bundle just so I can see how, you know, they're supposed to kind of work together because it is a curated color story and I want to see like exactly what it is that you're capable of doing with these colors together because I feel like everything kind of works together really nicely. And so I'm excited to experiment a little bit with this color combination because, like I said in the beginning, it's not something that I would have put together myself. So that's why I feel like this is exciting for me because it's different than what I would have gravitated towards if I were to put together a palette. And it's also probably not a color story that I would have bought if it wasn't for Angelica because these are a little like muted for my liking, but I'm also, like I said, just intrigued. And so I feel like I'll be able to make some really cool looks out of this. And this shadow is laying down really nicely on my lower lash line here. I do have a tiny bit of fallout, not a huge deal, wiped away very easily. Alright, so I think we should get into using some of these shimmers now. Like I said, these do have a little bit of fallout, which not a huge deal, but I just like to mention it still. So I think what I'm going to do is I definitely want to do some kind of a green on the inner part of my lower lash line. And I'm thinking I want to do possibly... Ooh, this is pretty. Maybe I'll do this. This is Paladin. I really don't know how to pronounce any of these, but I'm gonna use this. I feel like this is going to be a bit of like a blue-purple duochrome or something like that. Okay, so that's really, really pretty. I'm gonna actually put that on the outer part of my lid. Gonna try not to cover up all of that purple that I put on my lid here, but I am going to kind of layer it over that as more of a topper shade. So I'm actually going to go in with a little bit more of that and just kind of bring this in because I do want this to be like the underneath layer for that shadow. Because I just think that it's going to look better when I put that on top, and I can also work on the blend here a little bit extra. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this a little bit just to, you know, get it as intense as I want it to be. And then I'm basically just gonna go ahead and put this on the outer corner of my eye as well as the middle of my eye. And just kind of layer this above, and that's really, really pretty. Like, this is what I wanted the shadow in the mini Jawbreaker palette by Jeffree Star to be like, the duochrome that they had in there. I just felt like that shadow just did not do, you know, those kind of shadows justice. It could also be because it is like his first duochrome and he's still kind of experimenting with the shadows, but I mean, this formula is really, really nice. I love how that is looking. And you can easily build this up to be super intense. I find that it goes on a little bit sheer, but then the more you layer, the more opaque and intense it gets, and I really like that. I think that is stunning. So what do I want to do for the inner part of my lid? Do I want to go in with maybe the lightest of the green shades, or maybe I want to do the, I don't know, let me swatch this one. I feel like this might be pretty. I feel like this has a bit of a green duochrome to it. Ooh, that's really pretty. I do want to use a little bit of that, but I think I'm first gonna take, the darkest of the green shimmers. This is Chimerical. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put that on the top part of my lid here, like the last part of my lid where I don't have any shadow. And then for the underneath my eye, I think I'm gonna use Martini, which is the lighter of the green shades. And then I'm gonna pop that duochrome just right in my inner corner so we can see how that looks as well. So I'm first gonna go ahead and take that darkest of the green shimmers and put that right here. That's really pretty. That's beautiful. And then what I'm going to do for the lower lash line here is I'm going to dip into this lightest of the green shades. And I'm going to put that right here and just meet that up with the other green that I have on my lower lash line. And just for that pop in the inner corner, I'm going to go into this light shimmer. It's going to pop a little bit like right in between here and meet that up with both the shade that I have on my lid and on my lower lash line. So I think this is all I want to do for the shadows. I think this turned out really, really pretty. So I am going to put something in my waterline though. Not sure what I want to do. I'm thinking I either want to do something blue or something green. So I'm going to kind of ponder that for a little bit, and then I'm going to do some liner, mascara, all that jazz, and I'll be right back and show you the final look. Okay, here's the look all complete. I really like how this turned out. I think it's really beautiful. In my waterline, I did decide to go with Teaspoon by Colourpop, which is just a green eyeliner. And then for my lipstick, I used Hot Buttered Rum by Too Faced. This is one of their holiday collection lipsticks from last year. I love these. And especially now going in fall and stuff too, I keep getting reminded of like the holiday season coming up, and it makes me want to use these more. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. I really like this look. I think that everything performed really nicely. I think that if you are a fan of this color story and you like Angelica, you would probably really love this bundle. I think they are a very interesting curated color story, and that's something that always makes me really excited. So I'm excited to play more with this. I don't know if I'm going to do more looks in a separate video. I probably will. I can't make any promises. If you guys are very interested in seeing more looks with this, let me know down below, because it needs to be more than like 2 people who say they want to see more looks for me to actually justify doing more looks when I have other things that I need to do looks with as well. So let me know how badly you want to see more looks with this, and I will see what I can do. So congratulations again to you, Angelica. I'm so happy for you. This is so exciting, and I'm so happy that you finally got your first collab. Hopefully first of many, because you deserve it. So that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. If you want to see some similar content to this, I'll pop some up on the screen. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one.